Hello everyone and welcome to FlowScape. This is a cute landscape creating application available on Steam, and it's perfect for creating custom scenery, landscapes, wallpapers and backdrops. I used to really like using this and it's been quite a while since I have, so I figured for today it'd be really fun just to dive back in and just create whatever I want to be honest, and as you can see we've got this really cool looking setting. I've absolutely named this Goldtooth Valley because one, I really just like making valleys in general. I find valleys are just really interesting to make when you think about the curvatures of the cliffs and the rivers cracking through, any hills or mountains that you may see in the horizon, and of course all the trees and foliage and animals. I just find them really cool, as you probably know from the whole Valley of the Dragons Spore series. And also because of snowy Arctic mountains in the horizon which are glowing gold based on the sunset, or the sunlight, I've not really decided on which one. And like I said, it was just a fun little thing to come back into, and this is a really cool program that I think that a lot of you guys would find really useful, whether for referencing for your artworks, whether you want to use it in D&D, or just have as a really cool background or desktop. Now you're probably looking at it and thinking, oh god, you know, that took such a long time, so meticulously detailed and such, but in reality, FlowScape is really cool to use, and I really would recommend more people use it just for the fun of it or for your own projects. And there's really no right or wrong way of using it. If we go into the process here, you see how I just dive into this very rock and barren landscape, a little bit of water, very randomly generated and crafted, and I just shove on a whole bunch of mountainous areas or props in the background. Really not really much thought in regards to the positioning, the type, the height, etc., because I wanted to keep it random, since like I've said in ZBrush and Spore many times before, I do believe that nature in general is very random, very chaotic, so I tried to translate that into here as well. And it serves as a really cool example that it doesn't really take long to come up with these kind of backgrounds or these kind of landscapes, that it can be done quite quickly, and especially when you see the way that it generates all the foliage, the trees, the bushes, the rocks. It's really satisfying just watching them all grow in front of you, how it's all randomized in different heights, sizes, locations, but again, like I said, just really relaxing and just really nice and chill. When it came to my idea for this little backdrop here, I didn't really have much in mind other than, you know, like a valley with mountains at the end. I tried using trees and foliage that I didn't really use in the past. So these are mostly like very tall kind of teal dark green Arctic trees. I also tried to experiment and have like a full sense of distance or full sense of perspective by adding smaller trees in the distance. It probably doesn't look really that great, but this was just meant to be like a very fun little thing to dive myself back into and to demonstrate what this can do. And as I was satisfied adding in a bunch of trees, I also wanted to add in a whole bunch of little bushes on the ground as well. Again, mostly choosing the foliage I've not really used much in the past, and just trying to keep it very loose, very random, but also without having the floor be too barren. Maybe it's a bad choice on my part, but I just really like it when there's just lots and lots of foliage on the floor, because it just makes it look so wild, and I really like that aesthetic, which again you've probably seen in Valley of the Dragons, which by the way I have remade into this. And the addition of all the little different coloured flowers as well is something I don't really do enough of, but it's such a little subtlety that just adds so much life. And I think that's actually a really good thing to take into account, whether you're drawing your own environmental landscapes on 2D or in 3D or, you know, whatever have you. I feel like that just adding in, you know, little flecks of colour here and there just makes it pop so much. It's the kind of thing that I personally tend to ignore just because I'm not really that much of a flowery person, until I add it in and I realise, oh, actually it looks really cool. And as you can see, applying all the rocks or the sticks, how it all just falls from the sky, it's very satisfying to use, and it does, again, really kind of emphasise the whole randomness, not to mention the gravity and the physics and how they kind of just fall wherever they would. It's especially nice when you're having the lake, because it also makes the lake feel not quite as barren, as that is, again, something I tend to do myself. It's where I kind of leave the lake a little bit neglected, if you will, because you're not really going to see much in there. But then again, though, if you focus on it, you kind of do actually see that it is quite barren, so just adding in like bits of rocks and sticks in there, it kind of adds it much more life. You'll find that I'm constantly looking at this same one angle, because for what I'm aiming for anyway, I do just want like this one singular perspective. Anything further on's a bonus, but I'm mostly looking at this from the one view. But whenever you work on your own things, you definitely could have it be this much greater area. I don't really think there's much limit to the size of the canvas, and I do know that people do use this for things like Dungeons and Dragons, so you really can use it just for whatever you wanted to. But like I said, I'm personally just doing it from the one angle, just to have a bit of fun, a bit of a play around, a bit of a demonstration as well, and I gotta say, it was really fun to be using FlowScape once again. It's such a cool and very underrated program, and like I said, I just really look forward to doing more of this. Speaking of which, if you have any ideas for any certain themes or any certain environments, I really do want to give it a go. I'm thinking trying a desert next, maybe some kind of oasis, because deserts I really like, but I think an oasis or even a canyon valley, that'd look really, really cool. And there we go again about valleys. Let me know if you've got any ideas, and of course, if you do your own ones, let me know as well. I really would love to see what you guys can do with FlowScape. And as always, thank you very much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed the nice new change of artwork and a bit of a new genre altogether. And as always, I'll see you all next time. Have a wonderful day and take care.